Welcome to the lab of HalloweenMoonCrab. Doctor, professor, scientist extraordinaire. An ancient philosopher once said, I thought I'd be having to deal with quicksand a lot more as an adult. Today, we are here to solve that problem. Welcome to the laboratory. And to do that, I asked some of your favorite streamers one simple question. How would you deal with quicksand? We will take this data in, we will evaluate it, and we will rank it ourselves. Now first, we have to know how to deal with quicksand initially. Step one, you throw grandma's urn and your backpack out, and you have a red arrow stab through your backpack. Okay, that makes sense. Secondly, you moonwalk. You have to moonwalk. Do not forget to moonwalk. Again, the red arrows are there to indicate where you should go. Move horizontally. You have to see if the sand will match your freak. So you throw it back, put it on the sand, and if they don't like the front, maybe give them the back. If they don't like the back, maybe give them the front, okay? So then after that, what you do is you you hit one of these. It's simple, but I'm not sure if any of these streamers are gonna know that. Next, have your titties out. Critically important that you do that. Next, throw it back again, break your neck, swing your arms, okay? Obviously, you'll have your stick. You're out playing pool. There's no question. We're gonna skip past this part. I mean, what do you think's battery powered? What do you, I mean, right, look at that face. Look at that face, all right? Then you have to consider all your ex partners and like whether or not they're on Tinder and if they're quicksand or not. And then you gotta look for ripples. Look for ripples. Like I said, you gotta have your boobies out. You'll have your stick, fortunately. You'll be able to poke around. And that's it. That's how you survive quicksand. So I asked a multitude of streamers if they could deal with quicksand themselves. We're gonna judge them against this setup, okay? So, as any good scientist would, we are gonna create a tier list. Okay, so the very first person that I asked about this is probably one of the most scientifically minded individuals on the planet. None other than Sidearms for Reason. Okay, first things first, don't panic. You're not gonna get sucked into the Earth's core like in those old adventure movies. Quicksand is more like non-Newtonian fluid, whatever that means. So you'll only sink about waist deep. Here are the steps to get out of that sticky situation. 1, take a deep breath. The more air you have in your lungs, the better you'll float. Think of yourself as a human cork. 2, toss your gear. Grandpa's urn has to go. If you're carrying a backpack or anything heavy, ditch it. The less weight on you, the slower you'll sink. 3, don't move. I know it's tempting to flail around, but that will only make things worse. Now move. Move, damn you. Oh, you have to do it slowly and carefully. You try to lay on your back and spread your weight out. This is perfect. Like I told you, Sidearms for Reason is one of those scientifically minded men on the planet. 5th step, this wasn't even in the article. You get a leg up. With your body serving as a counterweight, you can pull yourself out. And that's incredible. Because remember, if you're in doubt, just ask yourself, what would Indiana Jones do? Hint, he'd probably do all of the above. All caps, the word grok. Wow, incredible, shrimply incredible. You know what? Hey, listen, our very first tier, S for Sidearms, okay? Wow, I don't know how anybody's gonna top that, to be honest with you. Wait, we missed some of the answer down here, okay. I would succumb to it because I would panic and keep sinking. I would call Speedy, and with his hulking strength, he would save me, parentheses, hopefully. Well, chat, do you think Speedy is gonna save Sidearms? Let's find out by asking Speedy himself. Okay, so Sidearms' life is on the line here. How would you deal with quicksand? I would probably just let it take me to the dark depths of the earth. Not good. Well, that's a concerning answer. I sure hope that nobody else answered exactly like that. Oh, he wouldn't deal with it. He would accept his fate. Right now, I feel like I'd let it consume me, LOL. I imagine I'd accept my fate and let the sands consume me. Come on now. How many of you? Let it take me. If I was unlucky enough to stumble across some, it's my time to go. Wow, that's a lot of depressing responses. I imagine there's nobody else that, come on, Dino. You just let Earth embrace you? No survival instinct. Dies / gives up / talk to your therapist here. Mr. Weakknees, Sam, Banana, there's Dino. Little cutie patootie. Kaiser, Moxers. All right. Is that everyone? Okay, that just gives up. One of the things about science that you really have to get into, you have to find people with experience. So I turned to the indomitable mountain queen, Nyx. This reads like a real answer? You brace outside the quicksand and do a funny little wiggle as you push down to free your foot. You cut the laces of your shoe if they're too tight. This is my real answer. My other real answer is I would simply succumb. Oh, ooh, yikes. Well, Nyx, anything else on this or Wait, field experience! This is valuable data! I've actually been in quicksand before, so hike a lot, not very far, just the ankles, but it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, proof in the pudding, right here. This is a quicksand survivor. I think this warrants a new tier. Lives but concerning response. Get on up there. I turn to somebody else who lives in the rough, tough, northern hemisphere, hangs out with polar bears, and surely has encountered some quicksand, and will provide a perfect answer to survive. Oh, probably vlog it and upload a whole series on YouTube before I go down. The running reoccurrence of people typing smile as they meet their fate worse than death. We're in some weird in-between area, right? When you think about it, if you've got a whole series, I think you'd live on in some way, shape, or form, right? Which is why we're going to create the tier Schrodinger's Speczii, where you both live and die. So like I said, I turn to people with great intelligence and experience. And sometimes I also turn to other people who don't have that. Bonsai, I would die. At least try. Also, you don't really sink all the way in quicksand since it's so much water. I would have to hold my breath like I'm in a pool to therefore live and have the coolest story. Are you kidding me? Wait a second. Death, rebirth, breathing, sand? Ladies and gentlemen, somehow the bros join Speczii in this one and only tier. One of the issues and the reason why Side and Nyx have their own tiers is we haven't gotten very good answers yet. This is a scientific study. We want to be able to provide a quick way to make sure you survive. So Bree, oh, thanks, Buenos. You just have to be quicker than the sand. It's an answer. That counts for something, right? Should we have, okay. Let's have a regular, just a regular old lives. Come on, how about more real answers? More real answers. Cat, what do you have? Well, this is good, but can we get something better? Float on my back. Okay, yeah. Now, I seem to recall there were some other floating on the back. This is one of the most perfect answers. She lives? Absolutely. Get up there. Can anyone be as messy and dramatic as quicksand? Well, I think our friend Dido might be able to. So you would deal with quicksand by tweeting about it. What would that even look like? Oh. I've been quiet about this for so long, approximately 3 minutes, but I'm writing down an expose document about quicksand. Quicksand, all caps, keeps dragging me down and I'm tired of turning a blind eye to it. This whole situation is really suffocating me. Muting this now. Therapy? All right, let's throw him in the therapy tier for now, but we'll consider it later, okay? Our favorite dog VTuber, TheOneManny, says he would ask this quicksand why it's in such a dang hurry. I responded, incredible. No notes. You're surely gonna live. But then, with all the hubris a VTuber could only muster, he said, the sand will never take me. Dies due to hubris. Get in on there, knucklehead. I'm worried about the people who are just like, they think they can do anything. Like, swimming in quicksand? Excuse me? Sophie, is this amateur hour? Sure, you could swim in quicksand, but guess what you didn't say? Sophie never said that they would get out. You're gonna swim in there forever? We have our second addition to hubris. TypicalSadClown, the great Socrates,
dies to hubris.
I really hope that someone gives some sort of extensive response. Someone who has a desire to live. Wouldn't you know it? Consistently coming through for us is the one and only indomitable Sarah. If I was lucky enough to see it before stepping into it, I would deal with it by spreading out as much as possible and move my ass across. What did I explicitly call out? Backing it up, putting it on the sand. I'm pretty sure that's what you have to do. But if I already stepped into it, I don't know. Hope to God it's shallow. And if not, accept death and say it's my time. Did you go to the Nyx School of Living? Let's not cut off. Maybe Saren has more to say. And also to try and help my case of survival, maybe you want to lean back. You want to distribute your weight over a widening area. Moving won't cause you to sink. The slow back and forth movement can actually let water into the cavity around the trapped limb, loosening the hole. Saren has an approximate knowledge of many things. That's a lives but concerning. Up you go. Let's follow up this bunny looking character with Bunny. I would rig the deck and give myself all the +4 wild cards. Quicksand won't beat me at Uno. Okay, interesting. I typically deal starting to my left and then go around the table in a clockwise manner, giving each person an even amount of cards, ending with myself. Well, I guess I'd build hands out of the sand and teach it Go Fish to start. I think we have to create a new tier. Mentions card games for some reason. Bunny, you're leading the pack. Then there's dance, and there's heck. Okay, there've been a lot of detailed answers. When you get a lot of data, you can open your understanding and really work towards success. So the more you have, the better it is. So Pinky, what did you say? All right, whatever. Surely we won't get any more like ridiculous answers, right? I'm trying to work on my science here. So, Oh, throws me in the quicksand. Murders me. Thanks, Reeny. Wait, Pinky, get out of there. Get out of there. Please, just give me somebody normal. Give me somebody that wants to live, okay? How would you deal with quicksand? Quickly. Good start. If there's nothing around I can grab onto, period, space. I didn't know Snow was a boomer. Accept my fate as a lesser of the human species for falling for such a trap that I should not have, and slowly sink into the abyss, remembering how good things were before I was faulted by a soggy lore. Also, happy 4th. Therapy. Okay, here's the thing. As a scientist, Snow was the only person who wished me a happy 4th of July. Therefore, he lives. Congratulations, Snow. You're falsifying scientific results. Nah, this is a bias experiment. No, you know what I'm biased toward? Pineapple, are you kidding me? 10% off. Anyway, let's try and keep the train rolling with more normal answers. Start grabbing whatever I can. Yes. Do a flutter kick to try and make myself parallel to the top of the quicksand. Brilliant! Probably shit myself in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, ElainaExe lives. Lives but concerning response. And I think that sometimes there's only one thing you can do, chat, and that is cry. Wait a second, let's think about this. Do the scientific properties carry the 3? Wait a second, if you fill the quicksand with tears, surely you'd live. Crying is the solution to everything. Up you go. Another concerning response, to say the least. So to that end, let's all just hope deep down that people continue to live. Okay, Alfie's dead. This is the first bird who's attempted to drink the quicksand, which will probably immediately murder you as you consume enough of it. Surely no one else would make this mistake, right? Oh, no one did make this mistake. Instead, we made another unique one. Now, Dylan is a special case. He was raised in a lab that was raised in a lab, and there were labs that were running the lab. So I gave him a second chance. I said, Dylan, you know, I know this is a scientific experiment, but maybe you can be a control group. How about you try again, buddy? Consumes the quicksand. Right there. We have a consumes the quicksand. One of the people that I often go to for guidance who helped raise me in a lab. A scientific mastermind named the Deluxe 4, who seen this shit in a cartoon once. I'm gonna crawl with my upper body to the top, eat a Slim Jim, and start singing. I will survive as I army crawl across the top. Ladies and gentlemen, that seems like a normal lives. Good job, the Deluxe 4. He's Italian, by the way. We only have 4 people so far who have just lived. Well, you know, if we ask the Deluxe 4, we have to consult the smoochums of his life, the one and only DJ Planet, aka Sarah from Mars. In reality, panic. Call D4, drop my phone into the quicksand, and accidentally in the process get swallowed up. Not the best. But smart Sarah stays calm and asks ChatGPT how to escape the quicksand. It says, stay still, try to float, move slowly, signal for help. I happen to recall somebody else who used AI to survive. That's right, Sarah gets in the sidearm steer. I would simply enter the quicksand, as it's likely a portal to another dimension. I mean, why else would we be warned that quicksand is so dangerous, other than the government wanting to keep us from leaving? It's brilliant. What, in all my years as a Dr. Professor Scientist of the Mooncrab Laboratory, how have I never thought of this? This requires a separate tier. Interdimensional, how do you spell dimensional? Dimensional traveler? Not like that. We'll do multi-dimensional. Oh, I spelled traveler wrong too. Edit that out. Wanted fugitive. Surely there's no related answer to that. He would spin and continue to spin as fast as possible, and it became a mini trail, which would allow him to dig through the sand and pop back up near a place to get dinner, assumedly a breakfast place, because breakfast for dinner is like really fun. And I think Nerd would really like that after he got trapped. Anyway, anime protagonist. Nerd, what's his photo? What's his photo, Nerd? Axe? AKA Young Robert? Professional game dev and streamer extraordinaire? Why, he would rabbit punch it into submission. Because ain't nothing faster than these hands. Ain't no self-respecting silly sandbox gonna be able to sit there and say it's quicker than me. No, sir. Yet another that relies on the power of anime. Could anyone else rely on the power of anime? I asked myself. But then suddenly, RikisNotAFerret shows up. Well, he wouldn't move, sure. And you get someone to pull you out by a rope. Yeah. But what Ricky really meant was that he would have a magical girl transformation and spin around. Ooh. And through the power of friendship, he would live. That's right. That's yet another anime protagonist answer right there, baby. I have a friend who sometimes, well, it's concerning and I'll let you see it. He would use branches and then he would lay flat to create a surface and scream for help. The Replacements? What is that, chat? Quicksand from the classic movie The Replacements? I just breathe and slow down time so my mistakes don't snowball? Oh my gosh, the power of anime! That's right, anime protagonist. And how appropriate that his PFP is Brock. We have a slew of anime protagonists. Can anyone match that energy? Get out of it, question mark? No energy. And I had to tell Manatee that the response has been recorded and will be judged accordingly. And Manatee said, I can't keep doing this. Into the therapy tier. All right, bud, you're supposed to lift your feet up high and keep walking, or lay, I think. Could TyruffMisu have the power to control gravity in Skywalk as if they were an anime protagonist? Get on up there. Hey, and speaking of indomitable people that have that dog in them, let's check in with Mr. Ted Farkas, who would pull a Deus Ex Ted. Everyone knows there's always a stick or vine nearby to pull yourself out of it. Easy peasy. Are you kidding me? Ted, congratulations. It's just that simple. Hey, and I put him right beside his Italian brother, the Deluxe 4. Could we have somebody else who does the improbable? Sherlock Oates would dig towards the outside of the pits. And the sand would follow and retreat. And what Sherlock means by retreat is something else. It's not just a physical retreat, it is an emotional retreat. The sand would look inward. Is quicksand even the type of sand I wanted to be? Or was that the safest sand I wanted to be? And this sand would realize all along that he didn't want to sink Sherlock, wanted to marry him. Sherlock and the sand are in love, chat! Falls in love with sand. Smile. Isn't Sherlock married? Ooh, yeah, but I think they're open to that. You know what? Hey, 1 second. Let me see if I can call Bork real quick on Discord. Okay, it's ringing. Let's see if we pick up. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna call Sherlock next.
5 minutes later.
I'm concerned they won't answer. They're probably talking about it right now to each other, you know?
Sorry, MoonCrab. We were too busy boning.
Next up, we have yet another passionate individual about quicksand who knows that you sink faster if you struggle right. So I guess I'm gonna try to stay calm and look for something to pull myself out with. Now, this is not a Deus Ex Ted Machina, right? But we've had so many people die. Hi, Steve. You know what? You get to live. I just feel bad. There's a lot of blood on my hand in this experiment. I didn't lives. You get to live. Don't worry. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to our last participant of this very scientific study. The one and only indomitable Story Apple. What a question. Hey, that's how you respond. You stop moving and wriggling around, as that makes it work more quickly. You survey the surroundings, looking for any roots or low-hanging trees so you can pull yourself out. You reach into your pocket and you have the local authorities on speed dial and remain not moving. And if all else fails, what do? Not a single person said that they would activate their inflatable balloon pants and jetpack. Y'all are a bunch of fools. Get on up there. Well, not to hubris, but lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have learned something here. A little something about quicksand and the relevant streamers and how they feel about it. Because I'm not sure if any of them have learned anything through this process. Shout out to everyone who helped with this. Shout out to Banana, Speedy, Dino, Kaiser, Sam, Moxie, Dido, and Manatee, who are helping keep the therapy industry afloat. And everyone else who lived and died, God bless you.